Good morning, 604. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Canela.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms.
Good morning. All right. Today it's Monday, March 8th of 2021. Let me tell you guys what we're going to be doing today. Today we're going to be doing the probability of playing cards. Everyone should look where my hands are. I don't see all eyes looking straight. I see them looking down. We're going to be dealing with the probability of coins, quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, all that. And then we're also going to be dealing with the die when you play a game, which unfortunately I thought I had one, but I don't have one here, but I got a lot of images to show you. So I'm going to need someone to take screenshots of the pictures. Who would like to be that contestant today? If you don't pick, I'm going to pick for you. Who's taking screenshots today? All right, I'm going to pick somebody. Abigail, can you be my screenshot person?
Sure.
Write your name in the chat. Learning target is going to be Leanna Sanchez today. LT is Leanna Sanchez. Please write that down, Leanna. LT is you. And then I'm just going to kind of randomly call people as I go through the work, because I'm going to do a little review, do a little with you, show you some visuals, and then kind of have you just randomly come off and say the answers for today, okay? Are we good? Let me just tell everyone where the rest of the year is going. We're doing probability today and tomorrow. On Thursday and Friday, we're doing histograms, which are like bar graphs, but they're all connected together. Then next Monday, we're going to be doing dot plots, line plots, box and whisker plots. Then the following week before spring break, we're going to do mean, median, mode, and range. When you come back from the spring break, we're going to be doing test review for the state exam. And then after we finish the test review for the state exam, just before Memorial Day, we're going to be doing 7th grade math. That is where the rest of this year is going. Are there any questions about that? All right, so Abigail's the screenshot. Leanne is going to read the learning target. I'm going to put the learning target in the chat one last time. That way, all of those that came in a little late all have it. Justin, when did you come in? Okay, here we go. Let's get started. Learning target must be copied. Anything that has a blue box, you need to copy down today. Oh, I don't know what that was. All right, let's get started. It's a lot today, so we got to move kind of quick. All right. Today is Monday, March 8th of 2021. We're dealing with statistics, which is 6SP, Statistics and Probability, unit number 5. Go ahead, Ms. Sanchez, loud and proud. What do you got? Belt it out.
All right. It says learning target. I can calculate the probability of coins, playing cards, and dice that relate to real-world situations. Lesson notes on probability. Today, scholars, we will learn about probability. We will use playing cards, coins, and dice to see how probability is relevant. Sorry, tongue twister for me.
Okay.
Important to real-world situations. We are constantly predicting what will happen. For example, you will choose clothes based on what you think the weather will be, or be honest, what you have that's clean regardless of the weather. You will choose what table to sit at in the cafeteria based on where you think your friends will sit. You choose, and every choice is a prediction of how likely you think an event or a series of events is to happen. Important vocabulary words. Probability is the measure of how likely an event is to occur. Words associated with probability are impossible, unlikely, equal, chances, likely, certain. I'm done.
All right. So the learning target was all shared, so I'm going to scroll up. You need to write down probability and the words. When you hear probability, guys, you're finding out, they're giving you an event or a situation, and you're going to find out, okay, how many times can this thing occur, this event, out of the total number? So as you just heard Leanna read, we choose what kind of clothes to wear based on the weather. So yeah, it may be sunny today, but it's a little chilly. So maybe you have some kind of sweater on when you go outside, or a winter coat with a scarf or gloves if it's snowing, or rain boots or snow boots, right? You choose what to wear based on the weather. You choose who to sit with at lunch based on where your friends sit. There aren't assigned tables. Now, some schools have, okay, this is where 601 has to sit, 602, 3, 4, right? You get to choose what you want to eat, okay? Now, what's really unique is that sometimes in probability, you hear the words, it's impossible that I'm going to get a queen on a coin, or it's impossible that I'm going to roll a 14 on a dice. A die is 1. A dice is 2, which is plural. So when you look at a die, when you play a board game, you only have 6 choices. You can get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5, or a 6. When I take this coin that I'm going to get down, this is a quarter. And if I throw this quarter in the air, I can get choice 1 could be a heads, and choice 2 could be a tails. Does everyone see that? My first choice is a heads, my second choice is a tails. There are 2 options on this coin. So it's a 50-50 chance that I either get a heads or get a tails. The sun will rise. That always has happened. It's certain. It's going to happen regardless. It's certain that I could either, it's likely that I could get a heads or a tails, and it's likely I could get a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or 6 when I roll a die. Yes? Because there are only 6 numbers on a die. Now, what's really important is the probability formula that you need to write down as well. Anything with the blue box should have been written. The probability formula says the probability of events. Now, the event is what you're figuring out. It's the situation. So you're going to say, okay, what's the probability that I can get a heads on a coin? 1 head is my numerator. The event is 1. The total is 2 choices. Does everyone see that? What's the probability I'll roll a 3 on a die? 1 out of 6 choices is the probability, 1 over 6. Think of it as a fraction. The numerator is the number that they ask. The denominator is the whole amount. Does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions so far about that before we go and do some work? Okay. Shall we move on? All right. Who's coming in? Boris. Let me write that down. All right. Now, cards. Who's played Goldfish before? I Declare War, Blackjack, Rummy, Steal the Old Man's Pack. Okay, so clearly, you guys don't realize this, but you technically are doing math because you have cards. There's numbers on these cards, correct? Right? Now, what's really interesting is in my hand, I have a deck of cards. They're all sorted. There are 52 cards in my hand. Each suit, there's spades, diamonds, hearts, and clubs. Okay, we don't have jokers. Jokers is not part of the cards. Jokers are like in case you lose a card, you can substitute it, something like that. We don't count the jokers. So each suit, I'm going to scroll down here. Okay. Each suit has 4 cards. There's 1 ace of diamonds, 1 ace of clubs, hearts, and spades. Does everyone see that? In a 2, there's 1 of each suit. In a 3, there's 1 of each suit. In a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The jack, the queen, and the king are called your face cards or picture cards. Those are the high cards, right? When you play cards, if you have war and I have a king and David has an ace, David's going to win because the ace is the higher card. It's not an ace, some people think is a 1. An ace is not a 1. I thought that too when I was in school, but that's not the case. So with that said, if I was to divide the deck of cards in half, half of 52 is 26, which means there are 13 red cards or diamonds, there are 13 clubs, 13 hearts, and 13 spades. If I was to add the diamonds and the hearts, those are the red cards. There are 26 red cards, as you can see, and 26 black cards. And there are 12 face cards, which are jack, queen, and king, 3 for each suit. Does everyone see that? That's what that says. Okay? All right. CFU, check for understanding. Miss Sanchez, take it away. You're up first. Read question 1 and tell us what to write.
All right, it says read each question, write your response on the line provided. Question 1, what are the two sides of a coin? It's heads and tails.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
I know, right? Trick question, right? All right. Yeah, do number 2.
All right, number 2, how many faces does a dice have? Hold on, give me 1 second. One, two. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.
Okay. 6 faces on a die. What are the 6 numbers now?
The 6 numbers on a dice: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is stuff we already know. What are the 4 playing suits and cards? I wrote them down here.
The club, shades, hearts, and I can't see the bottom. And diamonds.
Everyone had any questions? So what I'm going to do, so that Abigail can take the screenshot, is I'm going to let Abigail put that down. And Abigail is going to take a screenshot. And Abigail is going to post it in Google Classroom. And those people that are on time, as we write that down, because that's a lot to write, will earn positive points for being on time to class. Right now, I want you participating in the chat. Everyone should be participating in the chat. Okay. Abigail, did you take it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to erase it. Abigail's going to post it up. She's going to call it CFU, which is a check for understanding. Because if you know this, you can answer any question that's given to you. All right. All right, we're on problem number 1 now. So Brandon, can you read part A for me? Find
Find the probability of drawing a picture face card that is a club.
So first of all, what are your face cards? Remember? Look at the visual at the bottom. Your face cards are Jack, Queen, and Kings, okay? So look, we want to know a face card that's a club. So look, I'm going to come back to the screen. Okay, a club is going to look like the clover. So here's my face cards. Everyone see them? Jack, Queen, King. I want the ones that are clover. Is this a clover? Is this a spade? I mean a club? Is this a club? Yes, that's 1. Let's look at queens. Is this a club?
Yes.
Is this a club?
Yes.
So there's 3 out of how many face cards? What's 3 times 4?
12.
So 3 is the event out of 12. That's the probability that I would get a club. Make sense? 3 out of 52. Yeah? Okay, what about this one? What is the probability of getting a black card? That's a face card. Well, let's look at it. We know face cards are Jack, Queen, and Kings. Is this a black card? Is this a face card? Yes.
Yes.
Is this a black card? That's a face card.
Yes.
Yes. Is this King a black card?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously the red cards are not relevant. Is this a black card? That's a face card. This Queen.
Yes.
That's 3 cards. What about this King? Is it black? Is it a face card?
Yes.
Okay, here's another one. And what about this Jack?
Yeah.
Okay, so now how many black cards are in my hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of how many altogether?
Out of 52.
Correct. Does everyone see that? Does anyone have any questions on how he got that answer? Okay, let's do the next one. This is easy. Find the probability of drawing a heart from the deck of cards. Well, how many hearts are there? It says it right there.
13.
13 out of 52. Always 52. How many diamonds? Look on the chart.
13.
Yeah, this is easy, right? This is fun, actually. When you play war now, you can see how math's important. Drawing a spade would be the one that's not the clover. So look at the bottom. How many spades are in the deck of cards?
13.
Pretty much every suit has 13 cards. You guys starting to see that? And then what's the probability of getting a club? Which are the clovers? Everyone see that? Abigail's going to screenshot this image for us. She's going to let me know when she's done. Okay, sometimes I also want to say that, like, probability, they might put the probability, I'm going to use a different color. I don't like that color. I'll do blue, like the probability, let's say, okay, the probability of earning a, let's say, hold on, let's try here. I don't want to erase that. But they might say like, okay, the probability of getting a number, they might say this, probability of getting a number or probability of a red heart. You might see it written like this, right? And then you would put a red heart. There were 13 out of 52. So the inside the parentheses represents the event. Okay, so this inside is the event, because I said the word event before is the outcome, is the choices. The event, think of the problem you're solving out of the total amount. Okay, so you might see it as the P, which means probability of a red heart is 13 out of 52. So Abigail, did you screenshot this? Abby? Okay. Did you put with the probability though like that for me? Did you already put it up? Can we move on?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. All right, who wants to do this one, playing a die? First of all, before we do that, who can tell me what are the choices when I roll a die? What are the outcomes? What can I get? What are my choices? What numbers can I get? 1,
2, 3, 4, and 5. And 6.
Okay, now that we know that, let me do these kind of questions. We're going to list our choices first and then figure out the fraction. So, out of these 6 numbers, what numbers are even? What are my even numbers from the red on the bottom? I mean, from the blue on the bottom.
2, 4, and 6.
How many numbers are even?
3.
Out of what's the total amount that I could get? 6, right? Juliana, what are my odd numbers in the blue choices? What are the odd numbers, Juliana? Huh?
1.
1 is an odd.
3, 5.
So how many odd numbers are there?
3.
Out of how many altogether?
6.
So let me ask you something. The probability of getting an even and odd number, are they the same? Yeah, so we call that a 50-50 chance, right? When they have the same probability, 3, 6, or 1/2, it's a 50-50 chance. 4 8s, 5 10s, right? 50-50, because you can simplify that fraction, right, David? All right, David, find the probability of rolling a 1 on a die. Well, how many 1s are there?
1.
Of how many choices?
There's out of 6.
Yeah, so 1 out of 6. David, do the next one. Can you read D?
Rolling on a die.
3, 4, 5, and 6.
Good. So we're gonna write 3. Well, what does the question say though? 'Cause people are gonna be like, where did he get those numbers from?
Find the probability of rolling a number greater than 2 on a die, which would be 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Which is what fraction? What's my fraction here?
4 out of 6.
Beautiful. Next one, David. Letter E.
Find the probability of rolling a number less than 5 on a die. Well, if there's 6 numbers on one die, then that means that there's a probability of 4.
Well, what are the numbers less than 5?
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Good. So what's probability? You're correct.
4 out of 6.
Go do the last one, sir.
Find the probability of rolling a number greater than or equal to 3, which would be, since there's 6 numbers on the die, there would be there would at least be 4, since you can roll on a 3, 4, 5, and 6, which means there will be 4 out of 6 probabilities.
Beautiful. Abigail, please make sure you screenshot this and post it up for us. David, make sure you write this down, sir. Excellent job, David. Type yes in the chat if you understand what we're doing. Type yes in this chat if you're like, hey, I get it.
I got it.
Okay, I want to see some guys, feel free to write the answers in the chat. This is pretty straightforward. The image is right there. Abigail, you got it, Abby?
Yeah,
You posted it in Google Classroom for us?
not yet, because it takes a while to load.
Oh, so you do it in one shot?
Yeah.
All right, David, we're good? All right. Again, I'm not making any of these numbers up. You see the visuals. They're coming right there. All right. Who would like to try problem number 3? How about Samiri Hollins? I haven't heard from you in a very long time. Problem number 3, probability and spinner. Use the spinner and write the probability for each situation. What is the probability of the spinner landing on a 3, Samiri?
The probability of the spinner landing on 3. Like you asked me, like the numbers, like.
So how many 3s are there?
1.
1. And how many numbers are there altogether? 1 out of how much? Count all the spaces.
6.
So 1 out of 6. Samari, what is the probability of the spinner landing on a 1? How many 1s are there?
1.
There's
Yeah,
1 1? 2 out of how
2.
much? You just said it.
6.
Okay, last one, letter 3. What is the probability of the spinner landing on a 2? How many 2s are there?
2. I mean 1. There.
Out of how much?
6.
There should be a 6 here. Okay, now my question to you, Samari. We're going to kind of go. Now we're going to come back to number 4 because we're going to answer 5 and 6 first, then to again get 4. Samari, what are the even numbers in this spinner?
4.
What else?
2.
4, 4, and 2. How many even numbers are there?
3.
So the probability would be 3 out of 6 for even numbers, correct?
Yes.
Now, what are the odd numbers of the spinner? Give them to me, each number that you see.
1 and 3.
How many 1s?
2.
So you have to say 1, 1, and 3, which means the probability of getting an odd number is what?
3.
Out of. Now, the reason why I asked you to answer 4, 5, and 6 is because once you can see that the probabilities are the same, now go and try to answer the question. It says, let's see what you guys think. Are you more likely to spin an odd or even number? Explain. It's a trick question. What do you notice about the probabilities? Are they the same?
No.
They are. So Kevin, so what are we most likely to get? An even what? An even chance or fair chance, right? Because you put your thumbs up, right, Kevin? So we call it a 50-50 chance. There is a 50-50 chance of spinning, and we already explained why on the bottom. An even or odd number, because the probabilities are the same, because 3/6 is the same as a half. due to the probabilities, just due to the probability, which, there should be a comma there, which is 3 out of 6, which is the same as 1/2, which then translates to a 50% chance, right? Everyone see that? Pretty easy, right, Kevin? This is not hard, right? You just got to know your facts. That's all it is. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little smaller so Abigail can actually put it in her Google Classroom. Abigail, is that good for you to take a screenshot of?
Move it up a little bit more.
Like that?
Yeah.
Is that good? If you guys have a cell phone, feel free to screenshot it, and then you could finish up your notes after, because we're going to be finishing up very soon. We're almost done. Abigail, let me know when you're ready.
I got it.
Good. Yes, a 50-50 chance is correct, Kalani. All right, pretty straightforward. There's nothing hard here. Okay, let's move on to problem 4. Here's the spinner I drew. It says breakout room, but we're just going to do it now. Anyone that comes off mute and answers this problem will get extra points. Who's going to do it? The spinner I drew up the bottom.
Me.
Somebody start reading. Problem 4 and 5. Let's go.
Write the probability below and use the spinner to assist you. Find the probability of spinning an even number.
So list me the even. Go ahead, David.
So there is 8 numbers on the spinner. So that means that there's at least like a probability of 4 out of 8. Because there's 4 even numbers, which is 2, 4, 6, and 8. So it will be 4 out of 8 of a probability of spinning an even number.
Good. Do B, odd numbers. Talk to me. What are the odd numbers? List it first on the answer, sir.
Find the probability of spinning an odd number. So same thing, there is 4, since there's 8 numbers and there's 4 even, that means that there has to be 4 odd because there's 8. So, and the 4 odd numbers is 1, 3, 5, and 7. So that means that it would also be 4 out of 8 chance.
Good. Do letter C, sir. This is perfect. I love it.
Find the probability of spinning a number greater than 3. So there is at least 5 numbers that are above 3, which is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there will probably be 5 out of 8 chance of getting a higher number than 3. Find the probability of spinning a number that is a multiple of 2. There's 8 numbers and there's 4 multiple of 2, which will be 2, 4, 6, and 8, since they're all even numbers. And find the probability of spinning a less than 8, which there is 7 numbers that are less than 8, because there's 8 numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it'll be 7 out of 8 chance of getting a number less than 8.
I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful way. I mean, that was beyond perfect. Straightforward. Exactly what he said is what I would have said. Do you guys agree with him? Type yes in the chat if you understand this problem. Type yes if you understand what David just did. Okay, Abigail, did you take a screenshot of this quick picture? Let's see what we got going on over here. Emmanuel, after the next problem, okay, bud? I don't want you to miss that. Okay, you got it? Perfect. All right, we're almost there. All right, problem number 6 is a little trickier. Who would like to tackle this? How many jacks are there? How many jacks are in a deck of cards?
4.
Someone said it. What, Brandon?
4.
4. 4 out of what?
4 out of 52.
I don't like that. I'm going to write it with the thing. 4 to 52. Okay, go ahead. Do the next one, Brandon.
All right.
How many clubs are there in a deck? If you go back to the visual I provided before.
So that will be 4 out of 52.
Clubs. Let me show you what a club is. Look. Hold on. Okay, so a club is the top one. Look at all those numbers. How many cards are here from ace to king?
13.
Okay, so what's the probability then?
13 out of 52.
Which means a king. How many kings are there in a deck of cards?
4.
4. Okay. 4 to 52. How many queens are there?
4 out of 52.
Because those are face cards, right? How many are not a picture card? Well, picture cards, let's look at the visual. Look. Let's go to this one. This is a better one. Picture cards are jack, queen, king, jack, queen, king, jack, queen, king, jack, queen, queen. So how many are picture cards?
13.
Really? There's 13 here? What's 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3?
12, I mean.
12. So 12 of them are picture cards. How many are not? What am I going to do with the 52, which is the total, and the 12?
Subtract.
Easy, right? So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna write here that we're going to subtract here 52 from 12, which is how much?
40.
40 out of what?
40 out of 52.
Good. You want some else to pick up or you want to keep going?
I'll let someone pick up.
Okay, who do you want to pick up? Pick on your classmate. Pick on somebody. Abigail, let's hear from you. How many kings are there in a deck of cards, Abigail? Kalani, you want to help her out?
4 out of 52.
That's 4 kings or a queen. How many queens are there?
4.
So how many kings or queens are there?
8 out of 52.
And how many 7 of spades are there? Want me to go back to the visual? Spades. This is the second one.
Oh, 13 out of 52.
A 7 of spades, though.
Oh, 7 of spades. 1.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you were right. The 13 is how many spades there are, but that's not what it asked, right? I asked you, okay. How many aces are there, Miss Roman?
There are 4 aces.
4 aces. Good discussion. Oops, 4 out of. Okay, let's do the next one. How many diamond aces are there? I'll go back to the visual for some people. Diamond aces. We want diamond aces. How many diamond aces?
13 out of 52.
Diamond aces. That's how many diamonds there are. I want to know an ace, that's a diamond. Is this an ace, that's a diamond?
1.
1. There you go. I know it gets tricky, right? It does get tricky. 1 out of 52. And the last one is how many king of clubs are there?
1.
Good. She got it. I'm going to have to show the visual. Perfect. Okay, now, Miss Sanchez, you there? Okay, Emma, what's the probability of getting cards that are greater than a 7? Well, what are the numbers greater than 7, Emma? In a deck of cards.
8, 9, 10.
And each number has 4 cards. So 4 times 3 is how much, kiddo?
4 times 3, 12.
So 12 out of what?
12 out of 52.
Now, this is what Kalani was saying. How many red cards are in a deck? I said it in the beginning. Do you remember? Look. How many red cards and how many black cards? Look right here.
26 red cards and 26 black cards.
Right, because there's 13 of each, right? So now you just answered this question. You just answered these 2. How easy was that? Easy, right, Emma? Type yes in the chat if you understand so far. And be honest, this is pretty simple. Okay. I'm going to let Abigail, our screenshot assistant, take the screenshot of problem 6. Abigail, let me know when you're done. Abigail, let me know when you're ready, kiddo.
I'm done.
Okay? She's going to post everything up. You're going to have plenty of time to do your notes. It's only 10:47. We'll be done in about probably like 5 more minutes. All right, real quick. I don't want to do the extension problem because I don't want to run out of your time. I do want to go over, though, you could do the extension on your own. I do want to go over, though, the independent practice. Oops, I'm in the wrong class. 604. Independent practice. Okay, you have notes. You have an assignment that's due Friday. You can work with somebody in the class on probability. You work by yourself, but everyone must turn it in. It is due Friday. Posted it yesterday. Your notes are due. Here's the independent practice. We're going to go over that quickly by typing in the chat. This is how it's going to fly. This is how it's going to go. I'm going to say the number. I'm going to write ABC. You're going to type 1 equals your answer in the chat. Here we go. Class 604. What are the 6 numbers on a die? So what you're going to do is, hold on, don't type anything. You're going to type, I'm going to put the number 1. Don't type anything. I'm going to write A, B, C, or D, and you're going to simply write A. Sorry, it shouldn't be 1. It should actually be 2. Hold on, don't type yet. I made a mistake. It should be, scratch that. It should be 2. Okay, number 2. What are the 6 numbers on a die? A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or C, none of the above. Perfect. Number 1, everyone should pick A. Let's move on to the next problem. Numero dos. Here we go. Same concept. Okay, don't type anything yet. No more typing. Let's do number 3. Let me read you number 3. Why is this not erasing? Here we go. All right, problem 3. There are 52 playing cards in the deck. What is the probability of picking a red card? If you think it's 26, you pick A. If you think it's 52 out of 52, you pick B. And if you think it's 0 out of 52, you pick C. Let's see. A lot of people said A. A is the correct response. Moving on. Make sure you write these down as we do it. Okay, moving on to number 4. A dice. Okay, 4. No more typing now. 4. A dice is labeled 1 to 6. The probability of randomly selecting a 5 is 1 out of 6. What is the probability of not getting a 5? Think about the numbers, 1 to 6. So I'll even write the numbers here.
A.
A, 5 out of 6 is the correct response. Excellent work, guys. Okay, moving on to number 5. Use the spinner above to find the probability of getting a number greater than 4. So for number 5, I'm going to put A, B, or C. So you have to figure out the numbers that are greater than 4. If you think it's 5 out of 9, A. 4 out of 9, B. Greater than 4. So we have all these numbers are greater than 4. This is pretty straightforward. So there shouldn't be, everyone in here should get a 100. Yes, the answer is A. Bravo, you are correct. Excellent. Number 6. If Angie throws a coin in the air, what is the probability that she tosses a head? So number 6. If you toss a head, do you think it's A, 1/2, or B, 2 out of 2, or C, none of the above for number 6? The answer is A. Yes, Yerlin, you're right. I mean, this is really simple now. Okay, number 7, what do you think you earned? Once you turn that in, you now are going to do your independent practice. Quickly, we're going to go over it. That way you have some time.
You mean exit ticket?
Yes, sorry. Sorry, thank you. Thanks for that. All right, let's turn that on. Clearly 601. Number 2, what is the correct definition of probability now? We're going to write ET now. ET, number 2. That means exit ticket. So if you think, you have to go back to your notes. The definition of probability is the likelihood you pick A. Or if you think it's B, unlikely, and please refer back to the class notes and C often. Probability definition, A, B, or C for number 2. Let's see what the consensus says in here. I got 5, 6, 7 people that said A, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, consensus rules it is A. Number 2 on the exit ticket is choice A. Bravo. Okay, number 3, what is the probability of landing on a number greater than or equal to 3 according to the spinner? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to circle the numbers greater than or equal to 3. And you have to decide. Somebody, hold on, don't put the answer yet. People did already, but okay. Because I wanted it to be a little bit more simpler, meaning, what number was this? 3? Okay, 3 is A. Thank you, Brandon. 3 is A. There are 8 numbers that are greater than or equal to 3 out of 10 choices, so it is A. You guys are doing awesome. Proud of you. This was easy, right? Today's lesson was easy. Number 4. Okay, I'm going to type number 4 in the chat. Number 4. Which of the following explains the probability of flipping a coin and earning a heads and a tails? So, is it a 50-50 chance? Or is it a 100% chance that you get a heads or a tail? And this is pretty straightforward. Kevin had his thumb up earlier. David had his thumb up earlier. All right, I only got one answer. How's that possible? One answer for number 4? 3 answers now. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go, wake up. Yes, the answer is a 50-50 chance. Next problem. In the chat, we're going to type number 5. The question reads this. It says, how many playing cards are in a deck and how many suits are there? So if you know how many cards are in a deck, you should be able to get this question right. So are there 52 cards and 4 suits? Or are there 50 cards and 3 suits? Or are there none? I mean, if you pick none, I don't know what to tell you. Yes, A is correct, Emmanuel. Good job. Okay, we're going to move on to now the next question, which I think there's a 6. Oh, that's it. So it is 10:55. This class is over at 11:10. That gives you 15 minutes to finish whatever is missing, if that includes notes. Please make sure you do your iReady as well. If anyone, no one should be attending office hours today because we just went over everything and everyone should get 100. So I shouldn't see anyone in office hours because we just reviewed it. Shout out to those that came to Saturday school.